What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about some new meta changes, some new move changes that we recently got, and especially pertaining to the Sinister Cup, because a few of these moves are definitely going to come into play and change up the matchups that you guys have on your sixes. So we are going to be looking at Psychic, we're going to be looking at Power Up Punch. So we got some Fire Fang on Marowak, so we're just going to jump right into these battles and see what's changed. Hopefully this will help you guys be prepared for some tournaments you got coming up. And stay towards the end because I'm going to be telling you exactly how to do this Steelix matchup. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into these battles. We're going to start out with Steelix. Now, what's different about Steelix is everybody's been running Dragon Tail because it is the faster charging of its fast moves. But it was just given Thunder Fang, which really changed. It's an electric move, and it really changes the Poliwrath matchup. Now, before, this was basically just pretty much an instant loss for Steelix. You could land an Earthquake and take a lot of health off the Poly, but it didn't really 100% even need to block that Earthquake because it wasn't going to KO, and it could probably take you out anyway. But now with this Thunder Fang, you can actually win versus Poliwrath even if Poliwrath uses both shields. So we just went through a bunch of battles last night and tested this out. I heard maybe that IVs might come into a little bit of a play. But definitely found it a couple different results, but in all of the scenarios, Steelix was just straight up winning. As long as Steelix blocked the right moves, don't block the first power-up punch, Steelix is just gonna do okay here because of that electric coverage. Now you're gonna want to watch the mirror because Steelix does not do as well, so it will lose the mirror as long as your opponent doesn't block completely incorrectly. And then the Empoleon match is also quite different. You're gonna still lose, but it's gonna be by quite a lot less. Empoleon is not gonna have much left to go into the next guy, and so it's gonna change maybe how they block. You might be able to get off that Earthquake. It also changes the Haunter and the Driftbloom matches because that fast move just kind of rips through it. Alright, now another change we've gotten to is a Alolan Marowak. It's gained two fire type moves. One is a fast Fire Spin and one is a charge Flame Wheel. Fire Spin is really going to be the only one we're going to look at right now because Flame Wheel is pretty much a terrible move. The damage and energy ratio is just not good enough for PvP. It's tempting, but yeah, don't go for it. And so, but if we do change the fire type fast move to Fire Spin for Marowak, it actually makes it so it can win the one of the scenarios against Steelix where it previously couldn't, because that fire is just going to be doing a lot more damage. And so if Steelix blocks incorrectly, if it misblocks a Bone Club bait and you can get to a Shadow Ball, you're going to win against that Steelix. So it does take it. It's going to do worse against Ghosts. It's not going to be, it's going to be more for like countering Steelix if you want that on your team, especially because Poliwrath is not going to do nearly as well, and Medicham isn't going to do nearly as well as anymore either because of a power-up pup nerf. So just another option to be aware of, that Alolan Marowak can now do quite a bit better against Steelix. Now, coming off of the Steelix, we're going to look at Medicham. Medicham received a nerf to Power-Up Punch. Now, it's still got counter. It's still going to be doing just as much damage after a Power-Up Punch, so it's definitely still going to win Steelix and Bast other things it's supposed to beat. But it's going to be by not as much. That Steelix is going to be able to get off more charges. You're going to have less health in the end. It's just not powering through it as much. It does leave an option open for using Psychic, which was also changed. It's now a 2-bar move. It's quite a powerful move now, and you're going to be able to get to it faster. So that leaves some room for play with Medicham still. Personally, I think I'm still going to want counter if you're using it as a fighter, just because the power-up punch is really just kind of going to tickle now. So just leave some room for playing around with it because it's got that Ice Punch, it's got that Psychic, which is now a 2-bar move. So I don't think it's out of the running. I think maybe with Poliwrath being, less viable now, Medicham might come into light. So this last Pokemon we're going to look at is Mawile, and Mawile gained Power Up Punch. It's still a bad move on Mawile, but it allows Mawile to go to a charge, where it previously barely ever could. So while it's not going to change a whole bunch of matches that Mawile lost before and now can win, it is going to make it so it can get access to super powerful bites, and it's just going to rip through teams, and you're going to have more health left than you did before. So Mawile definitely is going to come out on top with this change. There's going to be a couple other scenarios that it will help. It's got a few fast moves that are new too, and I bet we're probably going to be seeing them in the future. Now, I wanted to go over, before I ended this, I wanted to go over the way to play the Poliwrath and Steelix match, because it was a little bit confusing. We found that if you are facing a Poliwrath and you see that Poliwrath just goes straight for Power Up Punch, it's going to be getting boosted bubbles, and it's going to change the match. And so if they don't try to fake and they go for that bubble straight away, you're going to need to just charge, or just fast attack. If you throw a charge, you're going to lose fast attacks worth of damage for each charge, and you're actually going to end up losing the match. So we took a look at two different matches right here. They're the exact same Poliwrath, the exact same Steelix. The only difference is in one the Steelix charges, and in one the Steelix doesn't. And you can see the one on top is actually going to come out the winner, because it's not going to throw a charge at all, and it's just going to get damage from the Thunder Fang the entire time. And the Steelix on the bottom is actually going to lose, because it does throw charges. For each charge it throws, it loses one Thunder Fang's worth of damage. So if you're in that situation and you're a Steelix, you're facing a Poliwrath, and you don't want to switch, you can power through it, but if you see them go for that pup right away and not try to fake you taking longer, you're going to need to not throw a charge. Your only way to win there that I've found so far is to just straight Thunder Fang. So as you can see, that top one that didn't charge won, and as you can see, the bottom one lost. Now it's confusing, but that's how it happens. So don't throw a charge if they pup right away, because you will end up losing. And another thing, if they don't pup right away, you are able to get their shields out and still win. So if they don't pup right away, say they fake like they're going up for a Hydro Pump, but then they throw Power Up Punch and you don't block that Power Up Punch, you're going to be able to win the match, just because they won't have the boosted bubbles in the meantime. If you do end up blocking it, you're going to lose. If you block a power up punch early, like the first one, you will lose. So there's definitely some, finesse to winning this matchup. I definitely recommend going over it a bunch of times if you plan to use either one of these mons in a tournament. And so I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and there is a lot to learn. I'm sure I'll go over more later, but I wanted to get something out there quickly of just some things I think some people might use in tournaments coming up, because we are just about there. So good luck, everybody. Let me know what you think, and I hope you guys have good battles. Thank you much.